Although FuelCell Energy's stock had a long, powering down phase, some investors hold on for another sizable rebound, partly because of promising developments like the agreement with CGN Yultron Generation, CGN, a prominent independent power producer in South Korea. After we go over this powerful potential to push FuelCell back up, let's take a broader look at the background of what keeps some investors clinging to the clean energy company to see the green future from their point of view. The deal with CGN centers on the purchase of fuel cells and maintenance services. Under the terms of the deal, FuelCell Energy will supply CGN with 8 advanced carbonate fuel cell modules, along with comprehensive operations and maintenance services for 4 fuel cell units at CGN's Gwangyang facility. Each fuel cell unit comprises 2 fuel cell modules, and the agreement spans 7 years with an option for extension beyond the initial term. The Gwangyang facility primarily focuses on electric power generation, transmission, and distribution, and operates 4 of FuelCell Energy's 3,000 carbonate fuel cell systems. Each system produces 2.5 megawatts of low-carbon baseload power. The project aims to enhance the performance and extend the operational life of the installed units, aligning with CGN's decarbonization objectives and South Korea's hydrogen economy roadmap. This collaboration attracted optimism because it highlights FuelCell Energy's position as a leader in utility-scale electric power production and highlights its strategic footprint in Asia's advanced fuel cell market. It also shows clear momentum in repowering utility-scale assets. With this agreement now in backlog, alongside existing partnerships with Gyeonggi Green Energy and Noel Green Energy, FuelCell Energy's future is charging up for continued growth. The company's technology offers a proven, scalable, and clean energy platform that supports electric grid security and meets the increasing demand for power driven by data center growth. FuelCell Energy's president and CEO, Jason Few, emphasized the company's ability to deliver reliable, high-performance fuel cell solutions that meet evolving partner needs. Few highlighted the company's contribution to Korea's clean energy agenda and its role in addressing the world's growing electricity demands through high-efficiency, low-emission baseload power. FuelCell Energy's business in Korea validates its position as the only fuel cell provider delivering utility-scale power and steam for district heating and industrial processes. The company has maintained a dedicated service team in Korea since 2018, supporting over 100 megawatts of installed capacity across the country. Its long-term service agreement, LTSA, model ensures optimal performance and uptime through 24/7 monitoring, on-site technical support, and preventative maintenance, providing confidence in its clean energy solution for high-demand industries like data centers. Founded in 1969 and headquartered in Danbury, Connecticut, FuelCell Energy has been innovating and developing commercial technologies that produce clean electricity, heat, clean hydrogen, and water, as well as carbon capture technology. Their business model focuses on generating recurring revenue through power purchase agreements and long-term service agreements, as well as non-recurring revenue through power platform and component sales and research contracts. FuelCell Energy's commercial product portfolio is based on its carbonate electrochemical platform, which offers a range of products for power and chemical applications like electricity, hydrogen, high-grade heat, water, and CO2 upgradable to food and beverage grade. The main target markets and applications are utilities and independent power producers, data centers, wastewater treatment, commercial and hospitality, food and beverage, and microgrids. FuelCell Energy markets its products primarily in the United States, Europe, and Korea, and is also pursuing opportunities in other countries around the world. Research and development efforts focus on generating revenue from its core recurring and non-recurring revenue sources, while also identifying new trends in clean energy that can be commercialized and grown into future revenue streams. The company believes that a large and growing addressable market opportunity exists for its commercially available solutions, and those solutions that are actively being developed for commercialization. Through the capabilities of its platforms, FuelCell Energy provides clean, reliable baseload power generation, hydrogen production, high-grade heat, carbon recovery, and the ability to use biofuels, renewable natural gas, and a hydrogen-hydrocarbon fuel blend for power generation feedstock. Additionally, their platforms can deliver the benefits of clean, distributed power generation, including the desirable value stream of thermal energy, and avoid the need for massive, expensive transmission infrastructure. FuelCell's platforms are also capable of delivering CO2 for various uses, such as food and beverage, pH balancing of water supply, and production of synthetic fuels, polymers, and other minerals. Recurring revenue is delivered through electricity, capacity, and renewable energy credit sales under power purchase agreements, PPAs, and tariffs, as well as service revenue from long-term service agreements. Non-recurring revenue is generated through power platform and component sales, as well as from research contracts related to the development of advanced technologies. FuelCell is a complete solutions provider for its platform solutions, controlling the design, sales, manufacturing, installation, operations, and maintenance of its patented fuel cell technology. They offers customers the option to either purchase its fuel cell platforms outright or enter into a PPA, under which the customer commits to purchase power as it is produced for an extended period. The company may elect to retain ownership of a project or sell it to a third party, recognizing revenue from the sale and reflecting it in the product revenues line item. FuelCell's product portfolio is based on its carbonate electrochemical platform, which supports power generation and combined heat and power applications using a variety of fuels, including a blend of hydrogen and natural gas or biogas blends, biogas, renewable natural gas, and natural gas. The fuel cells utilized in these platforms react fuel electrochemically without combusting the fuel, which avoids emissions produced by combustion such as nitrogen oxides, sulfur oxides, and particulates. Carbonate platforms are enabled to recover and capture their own CO2 for use or sequestration before it is emitted into the air. These platforms are unique in their ability to also capture CO2 from an external source, utilizing the flue stream of a power plant or an industrial boiler as a replacement for ambient air intake. There's also continued investment in the development and commercialization of its solid oxide fuel cell platform, including actively seeking strategic partnerships that will enable it to deploy this technology as part of larger-scale energy, emissions reduction, and hydrogen generation projects. The multi-featured platforms can be configured to provide a number of value streams, including electricity, hydrogen, high-grade heat, water, and CO2 upgradable to food and beverage grade, and or usable in cement or other industrial products. The electrical efficiency carbonate fuel cell solutions ranges from approximately 47% to 60% upon initial operations of its platforms, depending on the configuration. When configured for combined heat and power, the system efficiencies can potentially reach up to 90%, depending on the application. Solutions are designed to deliver high electrical efficiency where the power is used, avoiding transmission line losses. Up to 95% carbon capture has been demonstrated from simulated coal power plant sources, while simultaneously producing baseload power. For harder-to-capture streams, such as natural gas power generation or industrial boiler capture, similarly high capture levels can be achieved, but with reduced power output. FuelCell's product platform applications include carbonate-based distributed generation, carbonate-based distributed hydrogen, solid oxide-based electrolysis, and solid oxide-based long-duration hydrogen-based energy storage. Proprietary, patented platforms generate electricity directly from fuel, such as hydrogen, hydrogen and natural gas blends, biogas, renewable natural gas, and natural gas. The company's Trigen platforms are configurable to deliver on-site hydrogen for transportation, industrial applications, natural gas blending, repowering combustion-based equipment with zero-carbon hydrogen, and other uses, while the solid oxide electrolysis technology is expected to enable production of hydrogen with high electrical efficiency. At the same time, development is underway for a solution to deal with long-duration energy storage using its proprietary solid oxide electrolysis technology. FuelCell's solid oxide stacks are designed to alternate between electrolysis and power generation mode. with one of the design goals being improved integration of intermittent wind and solar power generation sources into the modern electrical grid via long-duration storage of energy. To complement that, there's work on carbon capture, recovery, and utilization. The carbon capture system is being designed to separate and concentrate CO2 from the flue gases of natural gas, biomass, or coal-fired power plants or other industrial facilities. The carbon separation technology allows carbon dioxide to be easily extracted and purified to the appropriate level for utilization or sequestration, significantly reducing the carbon footprint of the generated power from its fuel cell platforms. When looking at FuelCell's 4 distinct targeted market opportunities, distributed generation covers utilities and independent power producers, data centers, wastewater treatment, and other behind-the-meter and microgrid applications. Carbon recovery and utilization includes food and beverage and various industrial applications. Carbon capture includes high CO2 emitters, such as the oil and gas sector. Distributed hydrogen includes industrial hydrogen applications, like fertilizer, mobility and material handling, port applications, and large-scale wind and solar projects for their ability to produce green hydrogen via electrolysis. FuelCell's power platforms are fueling customers from manufacturing facilities and pharmaceutical processing facilities to universities, healthcare facilities, and wastewater treatment facilities. Levelized cost of energy, LCOE, is measured over the life of a project, which includes capital cost, operations and maintenance cost, and fuel expense. Managing and reducing costs in all 3 LCOE areas involves cost system components and raw materials, advanced lean manufacturing principles, and improvements in lifetime product costs. The market for clean energy is highly competitive, with many factors affecting how clean energy can deliver outcomes for customers in a given region. FuelCell's platforms compete against large-scale solar and wind technologies. Although the company complements the unreliable intermittent nature of solar and wind power with the continuous, reliable power output of its fuel cells, the stationary fuel cell platforms also compete against other technologies such as microturbines, turbines, and reciprocating gas engines. FuelCell's goal is to continue to improve its competitive position, including innovating in areas such as offering multiple platform solutions and methods for producing clean hydrogen, solid oxide, and carbon separation and carbon capture in order to add value for customers looking for clean and renewable energy and to aid in their decarbonization goals. FuelCell often highlights advantages like negligible amounts of NOx, SOx, and particulate matter emissions, and the ability to operate for many more hours of the day compared to intermittent resources like solar and wind. The company's platforms can also be used to produce hot water or steam, as well as hydrogen and carbon dioxide for beverage and food production, in addition to other industrial uses. The Advanced Technologies Programs involves research and development and demonstration programs funded by third parties. These programs are focused on developing and commercializing solutions that advance solid oxide fuel cells, distributed hydrogen, and carbon capture. The company reports the revenue earned under these programs as Advanced Technologies contract revenues in its consolidated statements of operations and comprehensive loss. Historically, FuelCell has worked on technology development with various U.S. government departments and agencies, including the U.S. Department of Energy, the Department of Defense, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, the Office of Naval Research, the Department of State, and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Government funding has provided a small percentage of the company's revenue in recent years. In addition to government funding, the company also works to develop technologies through privately funded programs, with companies like Canadian Natural Resources, Drax Group, and ExxonMobil Technology and Engineering Company. The company has a license and joint development agreement with ExxonMobil Technology and Engineering Company, which facilitates the further development of the company's carbon capture platform. The joint development agreement, which was originally effective as of October 31, 2019, has been amended several times to extend the term and increase the maximum amount of research costs to be reimbursed by ExxonMobil Technology and Engineering Company. The most recent amendment, Amendment Number 5, extended the term of the joint development agreement to December 31, 2026, and removed the cap on the maximum amount of research costs to be reimbursed. Under the joint development agreement, FuelCell and ExxonMobil Technology and Engineering Company will pursue continued work to allow for technical readiness of the Generation 2 technology fuel cell module, as well as additional continuous technology development. FuelCell will also have the opportunity to pursue new carbon capture projects with third parties using Generation 1 technology or Generation 2 technology, with any new sales of such activities having the capability of capturing no more than 250,000 tons of CO2 on a cumulative annual basis. FuelCell has also been granted a worldwide, non-exclusive, royalty-free, irrevocable license to ExxonMobil Technology and Engineering Company's Generation 1 technology and Generation 2 technology physical fuel cell properties and design elements. This license will allow the fuel cell to continue to service continuing obligations for projects entered into during the term of the Joint Development Agreement. Research and development also focuses on delivering more uniform temperature distribution within the stack modules, improving output over the life of the modules, and extending the design life and output of its modules over time. Investment is also going into the commercialization of fuel cells' patented technologies, such as carbon capture and separation, solid oxide fuel cells, and solid oxide electrolysis cells for hydrogen production and energy storage. FuelCell has developed a module design that enhances its ability to compete for large-scale infrastructure projects. This design incorporates all hot gas piping inside the module, which is expected to greatly improve serviceability and operational availability. The company believes that focusing on the core module technology and design allows it to dedicate its engineering resources to the advancement of the stack and module technology, including both performance and cost, and maintaining a competitive edge versus the competition. FuelCell's intellectual property consists of patents, trade secrets, institutional knowledge, and know-how that it believes is a competitive advantage and represents a barrier to entry for potential competitors. The company has extensive experience in designing, manufacturing, operating, and maintaining fuel cell power plants, which cannot be easily or quickly replicated, and, combined with its trade secrets, proprietary processes, and patents, safeguards its intellectual property rights. One of its main facilities is a 167,000 square foot manufacturing facility in Torrington, Connecticut, where the Global Service Center is also located. Here is where they produce individual cell packages and assemble fuel cell modules for its carbonate fuel cell products. Investment has gone into manufacturing capability with the goal of reducing production bottlenecks and driving productivity, including investments in automation, laser welding, and the construction of additional integrated conditioning capacity. For megawatt-scale power plants, 4 fuel cell stacks are combined to build a 1.4 megawatts fuel cell module. To complete the power platform, the fuel cell module or modules are combined with the balance of plant. FuelCell has a global integrated supply chain with qualified sources of supply, many of which are located locally in the regions in which it has established manufacturing and service operations. The Manufacturing and Research and Development Facility in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, is focused on the engineering and development of its solid oxide fuel cell and solid oxide electrolysis cell technologies. The facility includes equipment for the manufacturing of solid oxide cells and stacks. The company has also invested in the Calgary facility to establish a center of competence and excellence for solid oxide cell and stack research and manufacturing. In Taufkirch, Germany, there's a manufacturing and service facility that has the capability to perform final module assembly for up to 20 megawatts per year of sub-megawatt fuel cell power platforms to service the European market. The company's operations in Europe are certified under both ISO 9001:2015 and ISO 14001:2015. The company sources various commercially available raw materials and components to construct a fuel cell module, including nickel and stainless steel. The company has a global integrated supply chain with qualified sources of supply, many of which are located locally in the regions in which it has established manufacturing and service operations. As FuelCell continually evaluates and qualifies new suppliers, it diversifies its supplier base in its pursuit of lower costs, security of supply, and consistent quality. FuelCell offers a comprehensive portfolio of services, including engineering, project management and installation, and long-term operating and maintenance programs. The company directly employs field technicians to service the power platforms and maintain distribution centers near its customers to support the high availability of its platforms. For all operating fuel cell platforms not under a power purchase agreement, PPA, customers purchase long-term service agreements, LTSAs, some of which have terms of up to 20 years. The pricing structure of the LTSAs incorporates scheduled fuel cell module exchanges, and the committed nature of this production facilitates the company's production planning. Future production has been committed for scheduled fuel cell module exchanges under LTSAs and PPAs through the respective expiration dates of such LTSAs and PPAs, which range through 2042. A warranty is provided for its products against manufacturing or performance defects for a specific period of time. The warranty term in the U.S. is typically 15 months after shipment or 12 months after acceptance of its products. FuelCell accrues for estimated future warranty costs based on historical experience, a practice that'll be crucial to get right with the potential for a growing backlog of deals. For more on FuelCell and other companies, follow Ascencore. See you next time.